Why are you so quiet? You've heard this question thousands of times. Did you ever slap the person asking? Come on, that's nonsense. I know you didn't. So what did you do? Every single time, you just smiled and moved on. No explanation, no defense. You just left it there. Was it even worth explaining? Or were you expecting them to understand? I don't think so. But do you know this? People who think like you actually looked into this, and the results are surprising. And today, we're going to talk about that. Let's see if quiet people are really quiet. Now, take 2 seconds and smash the like button, because this video is for you. Now that you've destroyed the like button, let's begin. There are some people who don't say a word in the wrong environment. But when they're with the right people, they don't stop talking. You might even have to hold their lips shut. They laugh, they share ideas, they open up completely. And in that exact moment, the people around them are shocked and ask, "Wait, you can talk?" Of course they can talk. You just couldn't make them. This isn't inconsistency, my friend. This is context. Psychology calls this social filtering. These people automatically filter their valuable words based on the environment. Unconsciously, they ask themselves questions like, is this worth my energy? Do I really feel comfortable here? Are these people genuinely sincere? If the answer is no, they stay silent. But if the answer is yes, everything changes. And this is not a weakness, my friend. This is self-awareness. Now, let's get to the real issue. Why do these people shut down so quickly in certain environments? First reason, the energy of the environment. This part might describe you. Casual, meaningless conversations, fake energy, people constantly performing for attention. They sense all of this instantly, and adapting to that environment feels pointless. Because speaking just to fit in doesn't feel real to them. They observe quietly, not because they're strange, but because they're aware. They look for the first chance to leave. Second reason, psychological safety. Think about this. You enter a space. People don't judge you, reject you, or misunderstand you. You start opening up. You begin to talk. When people feel they won't be judged, rejected, or misunderstood, they open up. But if someone feels their words might be ignored, twisted, or not taken seriously, they stay silent. Not out of weakness, out of protection. And that protection has a history. Third reason, a lesson learned from the past. If you're watching this video, this has definitely happened to you. Most of these people used to talk more. Maybe someone interrupted them. Maybe someone didn't take them seriously. Maybe someone acted like they never even spoke. And in that moment, something changed. They learned that not every environment deserves their voice, and instead of forcing it, they adjust themselves. This isn't fragility, my friend. This is the value of wisdom. Fourth reason, energy awareness. Quiet people are extremely sensitive to how interactions affect them. They can quickly tell when a conversation is draining, when it's negative, when it's meaningless, and they don't want to speak just for the sake of speaking. They choose to protect their energy. Instead of leaving a meaningless conversation exhausted, they prefer silence. Fifth reason, authenticity. These people don't pretend. They don't fake interest. They don't laugh just to be accepted. They don't try to appear talkative if they don't feel comfortable. If the connection isn't real, their silence reflects that. And that's exactly why they're misunderstood. People think they're shy, not friendly, arrogant, but none of that is true. So how many of these apply to you? Write it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Now, let's continue the video. It's not about ego. It's not about fear. It's this. They exist where they feel a connection. They disappear where they don't. And now let me tell you the least talked about part. When these people enter a new environment, they don't start talking immediately. First, they observe. They watch how people talk, how they treat each other, how they react to things. They understand the social dynamics, and only then do they decide how much of themselves to show. This makes them far more intentional. They don't speak to fill silence. They speak when they feel what they're about to say truly matters. And there's something else, my friend. They don't need to be liked by everyone. They accept being misunderstood by some people if it means staying genuine. They choose to be fully themselves with a few people rather than adjusting to many. In short, fewer people, but meaningful conversations. But there's a cost. Because they don't constantly explain themselves, people fill in the blanks with assumptions, and those assumptions are almost always wrong. They get labeled without being understood, and most of the time, instead of correcting everyone, they just move on. And I need to say this: silence is not strange to them, it's normal. They don't feel the pressure to keep conversations going. Not talking is more comfortable, because they don't measure connection by how much is said, they measure it by how real it feels. And here's what no one notices. When quiet people choose to speak, it usually has meaning. They've already thought about it. They've already decided it's worth saying. That's why their words often carry more weight. So the next time someone tells you you're too quiet, know this, my friend. They're only seeing you in one environment, one where you don't feel fully comfortable, connected, or understood. And when you decide to speak, they think you're a completely different person. The truth is, you're not quiet everywhere. You're only quiet where you don't want to be yourself. Quiet people don't speak less because they have nothing to say. They speak less because they've learned that the wrong environment can silence even the most expressive person. Send this video to someone who thinks they're quiet but is actually just waiting for the right environment. Write in the comments, where do you truly open up? I'll read all of them. Don't forget to subscribe.